Now we will write the logics for the new users, like so as we have created the flow diagram, like once the action has been invoked, so we'll check whether it is a new user or not. So we have written the conditions in the cloud function earlier. So we have mentioned like the condition, if the user is last seen, so we'll be displaying the message. Suppose if it is a new user, then we have to show a different message, welcome message, and then we'll get a confirmation whether the user is interested to give their data. So if the user says yes, then we'll link it with the scene which goes for the, or else if the user says no, then we'll close the conversation saying a thank you. So for this, now we'll start writing the logics for a new user. So we'll go to the cloud function and we'll start writing the case. So we have already written, like if it is a new user, then show this message, else just show this new message. So now what we have written in the dialog is like, if it is a new user, so we'll be giving a message like welcome to COVID tracker and those messages. After that we'll be having one more question, like whether the user is willing to continue or not. So now we'll add this case. So now we'll go to the cloud function, and then we'll add the case, like it's been added, like we'll add the case in a else part. So if it is a new user, so we'll be getting those things in the else block. If it is an existing user, the flow will be going in the same direction. So now what we have to do is, like once it is a new user, so we are giving the message like welcome to date tracker, those message, plus we have to show a new message, like whether the user is willing to continue or not. For that, what we'll do is, like we'll create one scene. So if it is a existing user, it will go to the user activity scene. So if it is a new user, so we'll get a new confirmation, the user confirmation. So we'll create this scene as new user confirmation. So here what we will do is, like on the on enter of this scene, so we'll just for now we'll just give a sample response, welcome, or we can give the message directly, would you like to continue. So along with some yes or no options, like so the user can say yes or they can say no. So once this scene has been get called, so this message will be displayed to the user and with an option like yes or no. So now we'll connect this scene with the else part, like if it is a existing user, we'll be asking the initial message, then we'll move it to the next scene. To move it to the next scene, what we'll do is, like conversation.c.next name equal to the name, the scene name which we have created earlier for the new user confirmation. So we'll copy that name and give it here, just save, and we can deploy it. So before that, we'll go to the main invocation. So here, like the transaction goes by default to the user activity. Like whenever the main invocation is called, we are calling the webhook, which will call the greetings handler. That's this handler. So once this handler is completed, it will transited to the user activity. So for now, in this case, what we will do is, like, instead of moving to the transition, we can keep, first we'll check with us a no transition and see how things are working on. Based on that, we can make the changes. So we'll save this one. So we cannot test whether the user has been seen lost or not. So what we'll do is, like, for now, even if the user is seen lost, also we'll show the same message, or just for the testing purpose. We can check whether the scene is getting moved or not. Else we can, once it is moved successfully, means then we can change it next time. So now we'll deploy this function. So we'll use the command Firebase Deploy. So it will be get started to deploy. So meantime, we have given it as like a no transition. So once the main action has been called, so it will invoke the day tracker action. So which will call this webhook greetings handler. So we should call this greetings handler. So here we are given a message, as well as we are add a condition whether the user is being new user or not. So if it is an existing user, we will be showing a message. So for now, we are showing a message which we have written earlier, and then we are moving it to the next scene, like to a new user confirmation scene. If it is an existing user or if it is a new user, we are using the same logic. So it's for testing purpose. Like once this scene has been works properly, then we'll take this block and we'll enable the normal flow. So now we'll go and reset the test. So it's been uploading. So the function has been get uploaded. Now we'll reset the test. And then we'll make it live. So we'll use the trick. So we'll enable the sandbox mode. So now we'll test the action.
Getting the test version of 𝗂𝗓𝗓. Welcome to 𝗂𝗓𝗓. I will assist you to store where you have went during these COVID times. It will be helpful to check the places you have visited if you got COVID. Would you like to continue?
So now if you see, like, so the first default message has been shown, and then it is navigated to the new user scene which we have created now. I mean the new user confirmation. So here see, you can see the message like, would you like to continue, along with the options like yes or no. So similarly, so if you just open this console, so we can see how the flow has gone. So it has moved to the new user confirmation on enter. So I think like this part has been getting it's working on. So we'll handle the case for the yes and no option also. Like once the user clicks yes, then we'll connect it with the user activity scene, or if the user clicks no, then we'll connect it with the default message. So we'll unclose the conversation. So we'll go check the flow again. So here, like first we shown a welcome message, and then we have chosen, shown a option like whether the user want to continue or not. Then we have provided the options yes or no. So now we'll handle this logic, and once this logic has been handled, then we can remove this. uncomment this code and remove this part. So, and now we'll start writing this logic for the suggestions. So like we'll handle this suggestions like whether if the user chooses yes, or what we need to handle, as well as for the no option. So we'll go to the development option. So we'll choose the new user confirmation scene. So here we'll click on the custom intent handling, and then we choose the intent named yes. So if the user chooses yes, so what we will do is like we will transit to the user activity and we'll hit save. So now we'll write one more condition, that is like when the user chooses no. So the user is not interested to give their give their data. So now what we'll go to the sheet and we'll check the SAT path. So would you like to continue? No. So we'll copy this message like so no problem, whenever you feel it is important just call me back. So we'll copy this one and paste it here. I think like it's a little bit lengthy dialogue, so we can cut short this thing like once we do the refactoring process. So once this message has been shown off, then what we will do is like we will end the conversation. So we'll click save. So now how the flow goes is like from the main invocation, so the action will be get called, so the date tracker will be get called. So once this action has been get called, the webhook will be get called. So here the greetings handler will be get called. So we should go to our cloud function. So in the greetings handler, it will check the condition whether the user is a new user or not. Then if it is a new user, we'll show the new user message, and then we'll navigate to the new user confirmation scene. So which will come to new user confirmation scene. So here on enter, we are showing a prompt like with, whether the user is willing to provide their data with an suggestions like yes or no. So once the user clicks yes, then we'll match it with the user activity scene. If the user says no, then we'll show a message, thank you message, and we'll stop the conversation. So now we'll go and test this action. So we'll reset the test. So now the testing has been enabled. Now we'll do the trick. So now we'll close this one and we'll test our action.
Getting the test version of 𝗙𝗓. Welcome to 𝗙𝗓. I will assist you to store where you have went during these COVID times. It will be helpful to track the places you have visited. If you got COVID, would you like to continue?
So we'll choose no first.
No problem. Whenever you feel it is important to save these details, let me know. I will be back in any time. Thank you.
So now when the user chooses no, so it will show the message and it will get left the conversation. So this flow is working as expected. So we are showing the welcome message and then the option like whether the user want to continue. If the user clicks no, then we'll exiting from the app, the action. So this flow works fine. So now we'll check the happy path. We'll click on the date tracker again.
Here's the test version of 𝗙𝗓. Welcome to 𝗙𝗓. I will assist you to store where you have went during these COVID times. It will be helpful to track the places you have visited. If you got COVID, would you like to continue?
So now we'll click yes.
Did you went out today?
So now this scene is also working as expected, like it has been navigated from the new user confirmation scene to the user activity scene. So this logic is been working as expected. So I think like the first option we have completed successfully, and as well as we are linked with the user activity scene. So now what we will do is like here instead of this message. We'll remove this one and we'll enable the old one. And then like this dialog, it seems to be lengthy and little bit faster. Like we'll try to add an SSML for this message, so we'll do use refactoring. So first we'll deploy this one and check it starts to deploy and might take some minutes to get deployed. So now so in the next so the next part what we'll be doing is like if it is an existing user, so first we'll ask the question like did the user went out. So now if the user says yes, then we'll continue the flow, and if the user says no, so those flows will handle now. So first we'll start with the happy path, like if the user says yes, then we'll get the place, the time, and then we'll store those details in firestore. Those things we'll do it now. I mean once the test get completed. Okay, the function has been get deployed, so we'll reset the test and we'll do the trick. So now I'll click on this day tracker action.
Let's get the test version of Day Tracker. Welcome to Day Tracker.
So now the cloud function is also working fine. Like it checks whether the user is being logged in. So it's been already there. So it will be showing the message like welcome to Day Tracker, and then like so now this flow has to be get updated. Like so from the main invocation. So instead of handling it here, so we'll handle it in our cloud function itself. So like so we'll try it here, like once the message is shown, conversation.c next name equal to our scene name. Now we'll deploy it one more time. So what we'll do is like once we complete one flow, we'll refactor or just move these things to a separate folder. Like it will be easier to change the scene names, or so we'll move to the constant file, and from there we'll start to get those things. Because like if you are changing the scene name in the console, so then we have to change it in here as well. Like if you're having a multiple pages means, then we have to change it in multiple places. So we'll make it in a dry principle. I think the upload is taking a little bit of time. So first we'll see how many scenes we have created. Instead, we have to handle the one more cases, like if the user doesn't respond. So we'll handle this case once we complete this flow. Then it'll be a little bit easier for us to handle it. I mean, add it everywhere. So the function has been get deployed. We reset the test one more time, and we'll do the trick. So now we'll invoke our action.
Here's the test version of 𝗂𝗓𝗓. Welcome to 𝗂𝗓𝗓. Did you went out today?
So now if you see, like from the main invocation, it moves to the user activity scene. So as we expected, like so from both the cases, like from a new user as well as existing user, when they from a new user, if the user says yes, it will be get linked with the user activity scene, as well as from the existing user, if the user says yes, it will get matched with the existing activity use activity. So now we'll start handling this one. So before that, we'll have one more demo of how this initial welcome messages would look like. So then we'll start with the second process. So now we'll reset the test one more time, and we'll see like how the welcome message is being it's been shown.
Getting the test version of 𝗂𝗓𝗓. Welcome to 𝗂𝗓𝗓. Did you went out today?
Yeah.
User clicked yes.
So this flow has been working fine. So now we'll start working on the next part. That is like we'll get the information from the user, like which place they have went, and then at what time they have went, and then we'll store those details in Firestore. So we'll see in the next part. Till then, thank you.